Hello, welcome to Sally Jack's TV Mom. I thought I'd show you a makeup routine because this is what I've been asked for since doing my beauty regime. The link for the beauty regime is just below. So here is a makeup regime using YBF makeup. So I first start off by using this NIRA. This is laser technology, FDA cleared in America, and it's got proven scientific results behind it, which is incredible. I'll leave the link in the description below for you. Another product that I use is this Wow for the hair. It is amazing. Again, I'll leave it in the description, and my hairdryer if I can find a link for it. So obviously always do the hair, and then I pull it back off my head to be able to then do my makeup, and then I fluff my hair up afterwards and maybe straighten it or curl it, whatever I need to do after I've done my makeup. But I always blow dry it before, because tipping upside down etc. can make me feel quite sweaty with the heat being blown on it. So I tend to do this first before I do my makeup. So this is what I do. What I'm going to try and do is do a makeup with the same makeup from YBF, because this is beautiful. Now when I put my makeup on, I tend to use a mixture of lots of different things, and part of that will be YBF. Now these sets that I'm about to show you, like one of them is beautiful lip glosses, another one is the palette of Hello Gorgeous, so that comes as one section, and that's got a face palette and an eyeshadow palette in it, and great for being able to take out on a night out, obviously when we can, because it's got a mirror in there as well. And also there's a whole section of stuff that you can put on to make your dream face very simply. So I'm going to show you different sections. Now one of the things that I absolutely love by YBF, can't get enough of, I will always order this in. So I've got one already in its packet, and I wanted to show you the one that I've already used. You can see all the lettering's now coming off it, and this is my eyebrow. So this is the eyebrow pencil that I use. It doesn't matter how hard, so you can have totally black hair, or you can be incredibly light and be a strawberry blonde and still be able to use it, because it depends on what pressure you put on the pencil to how dark your eyebrows go. So anybody can use this. That's why I love it so much. So I got one, and that's lasted me an awful long time, and you've got to think about it, I use that every single day. So that's my next one that I'm just going to put to one side. So first of all, I'm going to use the YBF primer on my face. Now it's really important to prime. Not to prime is a crime, as they say. So I'm going to pop that all over my face. Now when I do this, because I've got an oily T-zone on my face, I don't put any moisturizer on at all. So that's what I will put on my face. That's all I would go with. Then I would go with something called the Neutralizing Cream. So it's this pack here, and you've got the Neutralizing Cream, and you've also got your Illuminating Cream. The Illuminating Cream you're going to use afterwards. But what you would do, and you only need to use your fingers, so you take your finger, and then you would dab, you have to excuse me because I'm going to have to go into this because I can't see properly when I'm looking in there. So you dab it, and basically it gets rid of, it neutralizes the skin. So anybody that's got like a greyish complexion or a ruddy complexion, you would use this on. So you go underneath the eye, because the older you get, the darker the under the eye goes and makes you look older. So get that underneath the eye. You could also put it just to neutralize any sort of ruddiness that you've got, or any spots. So I've got a few marks here that I'm just going to do, and then I'm going to go under the other eye as well, and I've got a spot around there. You know, this makes it so much easier. When I normally got my nails on, it's normally a little bit more difficult. So you can see, don't be, you know, worried that it's not going, and then get it around the nose here, that it's not going, that you look a bit strange. Makeup often looks worse before it gets better. That's a tip that I would give you. So I'm going to put it a little bit down my nose, so my nose is a little bit ruddy, but definitely around these bits here. This bit here around the nose can often end up making you look older, because we go dark around that area. You think about a youngster's always very bright around that part of the nose. I've learnt that through makeup artists over the years. And then I'm just going to come a little bit further down, and next you're going to use your fabulous Glide On foundation. Now you can use this with your fingers if you want to. I tend to use it with a makeup brush. I prefer putting my makeup on with a makeup brush, but that's going to be dependent on what you prefer. But don't worry, you don't have to. You don't have to use a makeup brush, but look at that coverage already that I've got on this. And this pack is so ridiculously great for money. She manufactures, this woman, she's called Stacey, and she is unbelievable. I'll show you a picture, and everything that you get, so she's called Stacey Schieffelin, and look at her, she's so beautiful. She used to be a top model, she's on full model agency, she sells all globally around the world, and she really does know what she's doing. So I tend to, you can go right up to the eye, but you could go over a little bit of the neutralizer if you want. I would put a little bit on my lid, and then I would go up to my forehead. Don't forget you've already primed, so your makeup should be staying on. And then I'm going to go to this side, again a little bit on the eye, a little bit under the eye, but not too much because I've got that neutralizing cream and I don't want to take that brightness away. And then don't forget to do your ears. So good idea to take your earrings out and then put them back in. You can clean your earrings, always a great thing to do if you wear your earrings all the time. Toothbrush, fairy liquid, washing up liquid, that's the best way to clean your jewelry. And then I'm just going to take it down. I've got a higher top on today, but I'm just going to take it down onto my neck. You have to excuse me, I've got a scar that happened a year ago from a barrel brush heated up by the hairdryer, so always be careful with your electrics. So there you go. Great, fantastic coverage on that foundation. I would be happy enough to wear that out on a night out during the day, but I would also be happy to wear that on television as well. So that is your foundation. If you can see, I've left it illuminated a little bit underneath the eyes. So that's your foundation. Now that will become in different shades, so you need to check the shade. If you want to know the shade that I've been using, I've just been using the tan. Okay, so next up is your eyebrow pencil. So I'm going to use my older one, so excuse me, it's a bit, so you get a brush on one side. I don't tend to use the brush, it depends on how far away your eyebrows are. I just use this end here, and then, and I always do, some people do their eyebrows last, but I actually do them first, and then you can always go over them afterwards. So I'm just going to go, and I never ever I place my hand on my cheek, it's difficult to talk. There we go. So one eyebrow done, one eyebrow not. You can see the difference. There is a difference, and there's a guide for how you do it. So everything that you get from YBF, you actually get leaflets on, and she tells you how to do your makeup. But this is makeup that can be done very quickly. This isn't like an hour's tutorial of how to do your makeup, because nobody has that time first thing in the morning. This is very quick, very easy that you could do for going out shopping to the supermarket, going to the doctors, or equally going to meet your friends. But you can just do it a little bit heavier if you're going out on a night out. You have to excuse me while I do this because my hands are resting. Now you're going to have a little bit of a luminosity that I want to put on. That came in this palette here. And you also want lipstick, you want your mascara on, although I've got false eyelashes. I've got eyelash extensions that I've done myself. If you've not seen me do these, I have got a video that I'll link here or down below, and you can see how I've done those, and I'll leave a link below of where I bought them from. They're just from Amazon. So I'm going to use the eyeshadow palette that I use at work. I have to say I've not worn much makeup. The reason why I'm getting ready today is because I'm going to Facebook Live with you guys. So I do it once a week. So I wanted to do my makeup today. So my makeup brush. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this one here, which is called Luxurious. So I'm going to use that one first. And I'm going to go on the bottom of my lid near the eyelashes, and I'm just going to cover that going into the corner, if you can see. So I'm going into the corner here, and then I'm coming over and just dabbing it. I'm only doing light because I'm not doing a heavy makeup. See if I can do it in this phone. It's very difficult because of the lights, so but I'll try. So I dab it in the corner and I bring it over. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit you know, scruffy, it doesn't matter for this part. So I've gone there. So there we go. So I've just got a lighter one there. Then she actually gives you, with this set, she gives you this, and it's called Beautiful. It's an external eye duo stick. So let me just show you. You've actually got your eyeliner on one side, and you've got a fabulous thicker browner that you can actually use in your socket and down the side like so. So that looks a mess, doesn't it? But I'm going to show you in a minute how it doesn't, because you're going to blend it in. So this comes with that first pack, or you can carry on using the stuff that's in your Hello Shadow palette. Everything will be linked, don't worry, all your kit's going to be linked below. Because I know people go, oh, where do I get it from? So I'm just going to use a brush, and I'm gonna carefully just blend that in, and you're going to see the difference from just, you want a blending tool. Can you see? So I've just got a little bit, so it's only light, it's not heavy. So again, you're going to blend in so you can see, you think it's thick, but it's not going to be. So I'm going to blend. Just keep going around with swirling motions, but keeping in that same spot that you want. So you're missing out this part of the eye unless you want to come down to that part of the eye. There we go. And then I always like a little bit more, so I'm going to use that shadow eye palette again, and I'm going to go for a little bit of glamour at the bottom. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to have a little bit of a peaky bit, so I'm just going to put it there. So if I show, I don't know whether I can do it, I'm just going to put it here on my eye here, just in the middle, just a little bit of that glamour. And then you want to take your swirling brush again, your blending brush, and you just want to blend that in. Make sure it's all blend. It's all about blending is makeup. Then you've got a highlighter. So I'm going to take my finger with the highlighter palette, and I'm just going to put that in the top, just where the brow bone is here. That highlights, really important that you highlight that part of the eye, because it just pops the eye and just makes it look better, brighter and wider. So we're just going to highlight. We're also going to do that on our cheeks in a moment. You're going to take that stick again that you've just used, and you're going to use your eyebrow pencil, your eyeliner pencil. Remember, your eyeliner pencil is very similar to your eyebrow, where you can push on harder if you want a harder line, or you want a darker line. If you want something a little bit lighter, you go a little bit lighter. So again, I'm going to have to come over here. I'm hoping that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going across the top. If you want to, you can bring the eyeliner underneath. You could also bring the eyeshadow underneath. But shall I do that today? Let's have a look. I may as well show you. So I'd use quite a stubby brush for this, but I don't know whether I can find it. So I'm going to use this brush here, which has got a little bit of a flatter end. So I'm going to go with a darker colour underneath, and I'm going to go with the Allure from your palette collection, and I'm just going to carefully just bring that down underneath, very, very, very carefully, so not much at all. You can bring the eyeliner down as well if you want, but I'm not going to do that today. And then I'm going to put my mascara on, which is fantastic. This can really build up the lashes, but what I will tell you is that I won't be doing the top, because obviously I've got the lash extensions on, but it really builds up the lashes. A lot of people won't like eyelash extensions or eyelashes. I always wear strips, but if you don't want to, then this is a great way of doing your mascara. One of the best mascaras around. So very, there you can go, you can see how incredible this is. So if you wanted to, you could go back in and just colour in the waterline. So you're now going to take the face palette and you're now going to be using the blusher powder. Now there's two sides to it. There's a blush cream and there's a blush powder. So on one side you've got the blush cream and one side you've got the blush powder. The blush cream is fabulous if you have got your makeup on, but if you haven't got your makeup on, you're just going down the pool, on holiday, that's brilliant just to put a little bit of a tint on your cheeks because it's less likely to come off when you're in the water. But if I've got a full face of makeup like so, then I will always use a blush powder. So the neutralizing powder and cream is also in this palette as well. So I'm just going to use the blush powder. I'm going to use a two-sided brush. Now, I will tell you, this is a really, really good colour and you don't need much of it. So tap it off on the back of your hand. So you're going to go from round about here and use sweeping upwards. Oh, hang on. Like so. You see a little bit of that, and then you're going to be using your illuminating. So you've got 2 packets here depending on what set you go for, but I would really recommend that first set. This is kind of your extras. The illuminating cream is on that, but you've got illuminating cream in this one, but you've also got illuminating powder. So if ever I was doing anything, the illuminating powder would always be the one that I would go for. So you go on top of your blusher about here and you take it round here, so you're doing a V here. Does that make sense? So you've already got it on here, which you can use the powder on your brush if you wanted to. So you go here, here. I always do a tiny bit on my lips, and then I always go a tiny bit on the end of my nose as well. Not too much, and especially if you've got a bigger nose, then don't illuminate the end. The other thing is the wonderful lipsticks. You've got 3 different colours. Basically, they're a click lipstick. So you take the top off and then you click that for it to come out. So I've got a light pink, I've got a neutral, but I've also got a hotter pink. Those are the 3 that come together. So I'm going to do... Excuse me, I'm going to do it, Annie. There we go. I've got a light pink on, which I think is a really good colour. And then you can just pop the top back on, so don't click it out too much. And those are your 3 lip colours for your makeup bag. So it's a great system. It's called Your Best Friend. It sells all over the world. It's made in the same factories that make some of the massive makeup that you can spend an absolute fortune on. You've got all instructions that come with it to show you everything that it does. You've got full booklets. You've got online tutorials to help you. So if you've always been somebody that's not been great with your makeup, it's all there for you, and all the products. We sell most of the products. Ideal World sell most of the products, and we sell them in the packet, so you can get, just like the first one that I was showing you, you get you get the YBF mascara, you get the YBF eyeshadow and eyeliner as well. You also get the foundation, and excuse me, yours won't look like this, it'll look a bit better, but you also get the eyebrow pencil as well. So you get all of that for your first set. The second set is the lipsticks, and the third set I was showing you is these palettes that come beautifully in this little box, and you pull it out, and then of course as you take them you can see that everything is in there. Aren't they fantastic? So that's all your YBF. There's a couple of people that have asked me to do a makeup tutorial. I've shown you stuff that's been in my makeup bag, of which this is. I've shown you Poundland makeup. So I know that somebody said they wanted me to do a makeup tutorial, and I think, let me take my hair down, I know my roots really need doing, but I think that looks a really good makeup, doesn't it? Excuse my hair, I probably need to run the straighteners through it. But I'm really chuffed. I think that's a really good makeup, and I'm about to do Facebook Live with you guys. Thank you for joining me once again. I hope that has been a good lesson for you, and a place for where you can go and get your makeup, because I know a lot of you have been asking me. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below. I always love to read through them and do try to answer every single one of you. And obviously you can leave your tips and tricks and what you use, and whether you have used YBF before, and let everybody else know. It's a whole place where we can all chat below. I'll see you later.